Hello everyone, and welcome to Oracle Live. My name is Steve Miranda, and I'm responsible for the Applications Division here at Oracle. Now, today certainly isn't a normal Oracle event, and really last year is nothing like normal for any of us. And what we're going to talk about today is the challenge that we've all been going through, how our customers have partnered with Oracle, and how you too could partner with Oracle to thrive and succeed and transform your business. Because really what we've been going through is a bit of a microcosm of what we've been talking about for a long time, that the speed of change, unexpected challenges to your business, unexpected opportunities in technology, you need to have a system and a partner that can work with you in order to help you transform, succeed, and to thrive. Now, clearly, we talked about the new normal, and what COVID has done is it's taken a number of areas that were nice to have or maybe even thought of as maybe we should do, and made them must-have or front and center in our business requirements. Examples of which include working remotely, health and safety protocols, not only for our customers, but our employees have become front and center and really a changing dynamic in the workforce. Many of us have been striving towards digital customer experience. In addition to that, those of which we manage supply chain, obviously the pandemic put tons of pressure on single source supply chain or being able to plan the entire end-to-end supply chain flow. And finally, if you're in finance, the ever-changing business environment has put more pressure on finance to be able to guide the business. So now let's take a look at some of our customers and how they've been transforming using Oracle Cloud applications over the last 6 to 12 months. So New York State Department of Health implemented our Service Cloud, and it allowed them to have that digital experience that I spoke of earlier with their constituents, patients and people who called in, had questions during the health crisis, really at the heart of it in New York State. The second, a very different example, the University of Wyoming. So University of Wyoming, just having their applications in the cloud, without having to send any of their personnel into the office, they were able to seamlessly transition to a work from home method. And the last example is Unilever. So Unilever was hit really from two fronts. First of all, they had supply chain disruption or changes, but secondly, they actually had an increase in demand of their supply chain, supplying material that were needed to fight the pandemic. And Unilever, using our global supply chain, was able to adapt and adjust their business practices using cloud supply chain from Oracle. Now let's talk a little bit about how our most successful customers and partners are really defining their future and their way forward. The few common traits that we see amongst them, first of all, is building an agile organization, having an organization that's set up for incremental change and incremental improvement. Next is continuous innovation. So having the ability to look not only at tactical changes to business process, but also at transformative changes, to allow you to become not just reacting to the disruptor and be a defensive mode, but really change the way you do business. And finally, having our partners run on next generation technology, having technical innovation in new things like voice user interface, machine learning, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and IoT, or Internet of Things, that drive real business value to you, your employees, and to your customers. So now let's discuss a little bit of what it's like for you to partner with Oracle. And really our entire organization is driven around 5 tenets, focused first on our customer first mindset. Clearly the most important, and really what everything evolves around, is a customer first mindset. We've brought together within one single organization now our customer success, support, and development orgs. You're really dealing with one face of Oracle and one contact whose sole goal is to make sure that you are successful and adopt our product and get the business value that you set out when you started. We've really ramped up our investment in our Customer Connect, an online forum that lets every single one of our customers and our partners talk directly with our product managers, where they are giving ideas of product enhancements or product improvements. One unique area we feel we have the most complete cloud, from EPM, core ERP and financials, manufacturing supply chain, HCM benefits and payroll, and then the CX products, sales, service, and marketing. However, as you all know who are customers, you do not have to adopt all. And in fact, most of our organizations start with 1 or maybe 2 product areas and pillars. In addition to that, We have the best technology platform that we build upon. And this benefits customers in a few different ways. First, as I alluded to earlier, this notion of technical debt now goes away. With our quarterly updates, you are always on the latest version of the database, of the operating system, of security patches, and then recently we've converted our customers over to our Gen 2 data center. And then probably most importantly to the end businesses is we take technology and we apply that to make you more successful in business cases. The most notable area which all of you will start to see is our investment in machine learning and in voice user interface. Then you get to our fastest innovation. So we've really been on a cycle now of our quarterly updates. And during these quarterly updates, every product area averages over 100 enhancements per quarter. But very importantly, every enhancement request is turned off by default. So what this means, while the speed of change is very fast, you can adopt that change at your own pace. And then finally, the modern user interface. All of you will see in our latest release a brand new theme, new colors, new aesthetics, across-the-board improvement in all of our SaaS user experience, and we get tremendous feedback from you and tremendous ideas from you, our customers. Now it's time to welcome Rich Grandy. Rich is the Vice President of Total Rewards and HR Operations at Office Depot.
So I started back in 2006 in the compensation area, kind of grew up in the compensation area. And as my career progressed, my role became more and more expanded to my current role, where, as you mentioned, I'm VP of Total Rewards and HR Operations, which includes compensation, benefits, HR systems, our HR shared services team, and payroll. We've had a merger with OfficeMax back in, I think, 2013. We had a near acquisition with Staples back in 2015. And under our current leadership, we're in a large transformation, moving to a business services platform for small, medium, and enterprise businesses. So it's been a great ride.
You're working with us on the HR transformation, moving from PeopleSoft to the HCM cloud. So why don't you give the audience a bit of a background on how that move is going and the different steps that you've taken?
In 2017, we decided as an organization to increase our partnership with Oracle. We ended up going live, what we call phase one, with compensation and the learning platform, which required us to stand up what we called Core HR Lite. About 6 months later, we went full Core HR, and it became our system of record. Shortly followed by payroll, January right after that of 2019. And then finally, we went live with the Recruiting Cloud module in April of 2019.
Wow, that's quite a busy year and a half going learning, compensation, recruiting, core HCM, and payroll for a size of Office Depot. What have been some of the challenges you all have been dealing with?
You know, we're in the midst of a transformation, as I mentioned before, looking at kind of the talent we have within the organization, what our business model was, and ultimately what the HR strategy would be to support the business and the pivot that our CEO, Jerry Smith, has us on. COVID definitely threw a little curveball at us back in March. I think I can speak on behalf of most HR professionals. Our world was turned upside down. So not only do we have to focus on, making sure the business continues and get the right talent in place, but we also have a situation where now that we have COVID and, we have associates that unfortunately have been impacted, putting in processes to make sure that, they're taken care of, that the business continues. However, showing empathy and being able to make sure that, the associates realize that we're there for them.
Difficult balance in a difficult time. Maybe tell the audience, what some of the benefits and why you guys were aggressive moving to new areas and how partnering with Oracle, helped you achieve some solutions to some business challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first and foremost, moving to the Recruiting Cloud, we were one of the first large companies, especially with a self-service environment, to move to the Recruiting Cloud. We saw the value in being able to move to cutting edge and most importantly, being able to partner with Oracle and be able to help, I think, formulate the product going forward to really accommodate large companies like ourselves.
What's next in your partnership with Oracle?
Next is really getting our arms around the analytics. We have a lot of data now in the cloud, and moving away from PeopleSoft, everything was self-service, as I mentioned. People could do their own queries. Now we're in a situation where there's still demand for that information, but the people don't have the ability to pull it. So really getting a data strategy and analytics strategy and getting to more kind of proactive and predictive analytics.
Well, Rich, it's been quite a journey. We are extremely proud of our partnership. Congratulations on all the success so far, and thanks for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I appreciate the partnership.
Now, let's shift gears a little bit, and instead of hearing from our customers and our executives, let's actually show you what product looks like. And for that, I'm going to turn it over to our Vice President of Product Development, Jennifer Briscoe.
The app on my screen represents a reimagined sales experience. It's framed around the transformation underway currently in the restaurant industry. Out of the box, Oracle Cloud applications are smart enough to know that Red's wood-fired pizza needs a wood-fired oven. I just love that I can see the fire in the oven through the service window, and I'm betting buyers will too. Oh, it looks like that wood-fired oven is on back order. Oracle applications are a suite, which means they can surface information like inventory and lead order times early in the selling process. One of the most powerful elements of any buying experience is being able to see the end product in the real world. Let's take a look. Ta-da! Look at that. That is way cool. This is a life-size 3D rendering of our food truck. How many of us can say we built a life-size food truck in our backyards while working from home? Now, my iPad is rendering the 3D truck, but the iPad Dan is holding is merging my body with the 3D truck in the same view. Now, if I'm buying a fleet of trucks, I definitely want to know what they'll look like with my branding. Let's check it out. Having the real truck right here makes decisions like menu placement and font size and where to put condiments really easy. I have got to get a hat like that. Let's go inside. It's super easy to imagine how efficient the workspace is going to be. That pizza looks yummy. It's hard to believe this is not really here. It's got a sunroof. That's hilarious. Let's check out the cab. I'll get back out of the truck now. Oh yeah, this baby looks awesome. Let's hit the road.
Thanks, Jen. That was really great, innovative work by you and your team. What it really showed you, again, was the combination of brand new technology combined with our suite of applications, not just supply chain, but also CX, and how a new business challenge, how we combined and reacted to that to give a best-in-class solution. And really that solution, though we gave you one example, applies to many, many areas and really brings to life what we've been talking about for a while: speed of innovation, completeness of suite, solid technology underneath, in one example of how you can become a truly innovative and next-generation business. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Tim Regan. Tim is the Chief Financial Officer at Dropbox.
So I've just taken over the CFO seat, and to give you some color on Dropbox, we keep files and teams in sync anywhere at any time, which, what better time to be offering products that do exactly that. We have over 600 million customers around 180 countries. We also have 550 billion pieces of content. From a financial perspective, we're guiding to 1.9 billion in revenue this year. And something that I'm very proud of and I hold near and dear to my heart, we plan to be GAAP profitable this year and have been for the first few quarters of the year. We've largely started as an individual consumer company, and we found that a lot of people bring us into their work. And about 80% of our users use us for work. And so that's really helped us evolve into a team-based solution where now we have over 500,000 business teams.
How's demand for your products changed?
Our CEO likes to call this shift to work from home as something similar to the shift to cloud or mobile, just how dramatic this moment is that we're all facing. We've seen a 20% uptick in our trial starts relative to pre-COVID levels on our base product. And then we're seeing success in the education vertical in particular. And you can think about how are faculty and students staying in sync and sharing files back and forth. And that's where Dropbox is really helping them get that work done.
What has it been like to be an Oracle Cloud customer in ERP and an EPM?
It's been a very positive partnership, a positive experience. First and foremost, particularly as a chief accounting officer, my main responsibility is making sure the books are clean. First and foremost, we've never had an issue closing the books with Oracle. It's always been timely, it's always been accurate, and you've always made sure that we were successful. So I appreciate that very much. We have a lot of small dollar, high volume transactions, particularly given you think about our subscriptions, which are $10 a month. Getting that information into our systems in an automated way has been important, because when I started at Dropbox, we were doing that all manually. They had these spreadsheets that would take 4 hours to refresh. To get that information into Oracle in an automated way, in a fast way, where now we can just do analysis, that has been critical to our success as a finance team.
Well, let's expand on that a little bit. Maybe you could talk a little bit about, within your finance organization, efforts you have to utilize data to help you drive the organization, and how is Oracle playing a part in that?
One of them is ROI analysis. As we're journeying into this GAAP profitability and focused on profitability, making sure that our spend is efficient and that we're driving the right level of return on our investments. And so this is where understanding how we are spending our money and how are we driving the right level of revenue and return against those initiatives is going to be and has been very important for us. It's about getting the data organized and then getting it out and then in the hands of our users on a much faster basis. That's really going to enable us to be successful as we continue to drive the right ROI on our work.
What do you see coming potentially next in terms of our partnership together? What other areas are you looking to implement, and how is that going to help Dropbox ultimately succeed?
Automation and data. And I'd focus on those two categories: driving scale through automation and minimizing manual effort, and then clean data in the hands of our decision makers as fast as we could get it there. And so a few specific areas that we're focused on is call it the next evolution of OCR, intelligent document recognition, so IDR. And so that's an area we are focused on and looking at expanded use of Oracle Analytics Cloud, just to get data out of our systems into the hands of our business partners, and Fusion Analytics Warehouse, another tool to help us with dashboard level reporting. Anything else along these lines, and this is where we're focused on emerging technologies and capabilities, whether that's digital assistants or various other tools that really address those challenges.
We very much appreciate your time, appreciate your partnership, and we look forward to continued success.
Thanks very much, and looking forward to the journey ahead.
We are extremely excited to have with us today Jerry Martin Flickinger, the EVP and CTO at Starbucks.
We've been on a transformation foundationally across all areas of tech. Really, that transformation was all about building the foundational technology that would help bring us closer to customer and partner connection. We've been really focusing on building for scale and resiliency, and we've largely done this through leveraging more and more cloud capabilities. We've also been focused on architecting data exchanges, which is really the foundational powerhouse for many of the AI ML techniques we've been using, including capabilities for real-time personalization and intelligent automation. We've also taken the time to really think about modern architecture and engaging microservices and event streaming, even things like blockchain, into many, many of our solutions. It would be very important to mention that we continue to focus on designing for that connection of physical and digital integration. Oracle solutions are part of our corporate tech portfolio, including financials, supply chain, transportation. We use Exadata for some of our data properties. Most of these systems are providing data elements that are used in our enterprise data warehouse and are driving our ML algorithms. Today, if you go into a Starbucks company-owned store, you'll see Oracle Symphony point of sales. Oracle CX services are used in our call centers, both our customer call centers, our partner contact centers, and our facility support centers for our stores. So with all these solutions, they really provide the backbone of our business and are essential to our moment-to-moment operation across Starbucks. We are exploring a lot of convenience store formats. We are also doing a number of things that are exciting with artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Rob. I'll see you later.
Already in the 20C release of the Enterprise SaaS Suite, and also with additional polish and features coming in 20D, we have released the first version of the Redwood user experience. Remember, the Redwood user experience is all about bringing consumer-grade user interface, consumer-grade flows, consumer-grade interactions to enterprise experiences for your users, your employees, for your admins, for developers, and for everyone who's part of the process.
So I want to thank you all for joining us again for this Oracle Live event. In addition, I'd like to thank all of our customers who spoke with us today. We saw a great demo, a demo which not only showcased the breadth of the application suite that we have, it showcased how we interact with technology and new technology, and how real businesses can use that to transform how they're doing business and in fact change business models. So the time is now for all of you to partner with Oracle, share in the success, follow the lead of some of the customers you've had today. I very much look forward to working with all of you. Thanks again for your time. Stay safe and hope to speak soon.